Welcome back, Flare community. You may notice something a little bit different about the stream today. I am trying out some new software, so please do bear with me. We have some breaking news from Flare. And if we go over here to the screen, we can see that there is a new partnership with dWeb Foundation, and Flare is to lead the way towards building a fully decentralized, permissionless internet built on blockchain infrastructure. Now, we're going to quickly read through this thread. We're going to have a look at this particular article here. And then we're going to, I guess, talk a little bit about what Handshake is and what the dWeb Foundation is too. So very exciting indeed. And yeah, I guess let's jump in. So we have this announcement here. And if we scroll down, the dWeb Foundation and Flare have partnered to develop a sub-level domain, which is an SLD naming system on Handshake top-level domain TLD names, a crucial step in making Web3 a reality and not just a buzzword. And yes, so this is really very intriguing indeed. You know, TLDs and SLDs, you may get confused with them, but a top-level domain, for example, would be .com, and a sub-level domain would be something like Flare, so it would be flare.com. By combining the power of Handshake's TLDs, top-level domains, with Flare's ability to host and maintain the SLDs, the sub-level domains, built under them immutably on the blockchain, this version of the internet will be decentralized, transparent, private, resilient, and secure, while allowing users to control their data. Handshake will be integrating Flare's powerful smart contract functionality and infrastructure to host a sub-level domain naming system. Flare will be used to anchor the top-level domain to create domains such as .flare, and then issue the sub-level domain such as searchengine.flare on the Flare blockchain. So this is happening on the network itself. Specifically, the state connector will connect the Handshake top-level domains with the sub-level domains on Flare. And there actually was a big announcement on this earlier, which we may just cover in a second. But before we do, I just want to bring this up here. Flare Network is not the same as Flare Finance. That is very true. It's really important that people should really try and understand this. And if you take just a small amount of seconds out of your day, you should know or be able to see the difference. So this is really big in my opinion, and we're going to first have a quick look at what dWeb Foundation is. So this is their website here, and if we scroll to the top, the dWeb Foundation is a community organized effort charting the frontier towards a decentralized internet, with Handshake at the root. So if we scroll down further here, we are supporters of the early decentralized internet, aiming to build dWeb integrations, create secondary and tertiary layer infrastructure, and incubate a new generation of pioneers. And they have many different benefits if you look at this. So Handshake is the protocol itself, and dWeb Foundation is using this. So it's a private, secure, person-to-person, web locked open, made possibly by incoercible trust protocols and decentralized apps. So some of the benefits here: it's open, it's private, anonymous, very secure, trustless, which is a big word, monetizable, and this is one of the use cases which I'm particularly excited about. It's scalable, it's resilient, and it's limitless. And we're going to have a quick look here. If we check on this, this is a tweet from back in March 2021. And Hugo had a interview with Jihan Chu, and Fleur said he really enjoyed it. And this was Hugo. Handshake is a powerful tool for decentralization, and we are really excited about potentially having domains represented, traded, and borrowed against, monetized, and created on Fleur. Now, this was a really great interview, and I'd highly recommend checking it out. But if you just want to get some of the snippets, I actually did create a video on this quite a while ago. Where are we here? No, sorry, not here. Give me a second. It was somewhere around here anyway. I do have a video on it, and I think it was called something about Handshake. Just can't find it right now. But be sure to check that out. Either way, I give a great overview. So some of you may be wondering, what is Handshake? Hey, we got Bullish in the house, Bullish XRP. Thank you for becoming a member. I would just like to remind you to check out the Discord, because that's where you can get weekly airdrops too. So I do really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm just going to address some of these questions in here as well. Is Fleur going to ever going to go live? We have been waiting well over a year. Yes, it is going to go live. It's expected to launch this year. And, as everyone's been saying for months now, the Fleur network will launch once the Songbird network has been thoroughly tested. And the Songbird network is still rolling out some of the protocols. So until that's fully rolled out and it's fully tested, the Fleur network will not launch. But the next big update is due this month, in just a couple of weeks' time. So let's talk about Handshake. Decentralized naming and certificate authority. So basically, the problem that they're trying to solve is, when you see google.com, you've got Google, which is the sub-level domain, and you also have .com, which is the top-level domain. And this is really controlled by just a handful of people. And, Handshake and dWeb Foundation and now Fleur are going to try and be the people behind this, which really makes it decentralized. And some of you may be actually familiar with the crypto domains from Unstoppable Domains, and it's a very similar concept. So about Handshake. In fact, let me blow this up for you guys so you can see a little bit better. Handshake is a decentralized, permissionless naming protocol where every peer is validating and in charge of managing the root DNS, domain name server, naming zone, with the goal of creating an alternative to existing certificate authorities and naming systems. Names on the internet, top-level domains, and social networking handles. So it's great that they're expanding outside of domains. Ultimately rely upon centralized actors with full control over a system which are relied upon to be honest, as they are vulnerable to hacking, censorship, and corruption. And a great example of that is, let's say, Twitter handles. If Twitter goes down, you've lost your handle, and this platform is storing all of the data about that. And I'm really intrigued actually about this social networking handles. So very interesting indeed. Handshake aims to experiment with new ways the internet can be more secure, resilient, and socially useful with a peer-to-peer system validated by the network participants. So I'm going to leave that there, and we're going to jump over to the article which is mentioned here. So here we go. So, dWeb Foundation to build a sub-level domain naming system on Fleur. And just make note that this does say the Fleur network and not Songbird, something to just keep in mind. And this is breaking news coming from today, March 16th. The dWeb Foundation has partnered with the Fleur network as the next step in their journey towards building a fully decentralized, permissionless internet built on blockchain infrastructure. The internet has become an integral part of people's lives, an extensive web of digital data connecting people and organizations across the globe. Top-level domains like .com or .org or .net power a large portion of the internet. The problem is these domains and the data stored on them are mostly controlled by big tech. In fact, let me blow this up again. Sorry about that, guys. The resulting privacy issues, single points of failure, centralization, and lack of sovereignty have recently come into focus following countless database exploits and scams. However, a solution is being developed. A read-write-own internet built upon dWeb's flagship decentralized technology, Handshake Naming System, HNS, which we just covered briefly here. With Handshake, control is re-democratized, allowing any peer to validate and manage the root DNS naming zone, and this removes the centralized current state of the internet DNS hierarchy. There are only 13 DNS root servers that support the majority of internet sites. That's an incredible statistic. Handshake will be integrating Flare's powerful smart contract functionality and infrastructure to host a sub-level domain naming system. Flare will be used to anchor the top-level domain, such as .com or .flare, and then issue the sub-level domain, such as search engine or like Google, onto the Flare blockchain. Specifically, the state connector will connect with the Handshake top-level domain, connects the Handshake top-level domain with the sub-level domains on Flare. And there was some breaking news today about the state connector, and I will be covering that in the near future. By combining the power of Handshake's top-level domains with Flare's intricate ultra-low carbon functionality to host and maintain the sub-level domains in a decentralized, immutable way on their blockchain, this version of the internet will be decentralized, more transparent, resilient, and secure, while allowing users to own and control their data. And this is what it's all about. And, in this interview, which I was talking about on the channel, it's really interesting because they talk about basically monetizing domains. And that's a really interesting concept to me where, let's say you own something like the Songbird Marketplace.nft or something like that. And someone really wanted to use that domain. You could actually retain ownership of them, of this domain, and then release it or lease it out to them. And here is the video. I actually finally found it there. Flare Network, domain tokenization with Handshake. Highly recommend checking this out if you haven't. And in fact, may just get this for you now, the link, if you are interested. Give me a second. I'll post it in the chat. Perfect. So back to the article, and we do have some quotes here. One from Django Unchained. Pretty sure that was a movie, but yeah. The domain name market is slated to grow to a $1 billion industry by 2027. Handshake breaks open the traditional top-level domain space, namespace by creating a permissionless process of adding customizable top-level domains to it. By building Layer 2 infrastructure on top of Handshake's Layer 1, decentralized sub-level domains can accelerate that growth trajectory and possibly exceed it by orders of magnitude. And again, this was from Django Unchained, executive director of dWeb Foundation. And this is what Hugo has to say. Hugo says, Flare is excited to partner with dWeb to provide smart contract functionality to Handshake's decentralized internet technology. Flare's role in hosting sub-level domains is a compelling factor in this collaboration, fulfilling our vision for a peer-to-peer, immutable, and accessible internet experience. We are pleased to be working alongside the dWeb team to drive this reality forward. And again, that was from Hugo, the CEO and co-founder of the Flare network. So that's the breaking news today. As I said before, there was actually another set of breaking news here talking about layer cake. And we're not going to go over this in too much detail now because it's a very long and technical document, and I'm going to take some time to digest that and create a great video for you all. So that's pretty much the video today. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching as always. And until next time, I'm out.
Mission Control, we have liftoff.